What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Sil. Whoop. Can we buy this now? Yeah, let's buy the Devolver. Let's skedoodle our boodles. We're still not consistently making it down past floor 3. Which sucks. But we gotta get better at it. And shit, if the only way I know to get better at something is to smack my head against it till everyone else is dead. Well, here we are. So let us enter the keep of the Lead Lord, Chamber 1. Oh, that boy's got a full auto gun. I like the pilot's passives. I like his actives. Oh, I dodged the shit out of that. Did you see this? What? That's awesome. It's like the coolest thing I've done while trying to use the Joy-Cons for this game yet. I normally play with a wired controller. I have one of the first party ultralight wired controllers. I have the Breath of the Wild one that's like black and gold. I normally use that when I play this game because I find the Joy-Cons sort of mess up my aiming for some reason. For this game, when I play Zelda, the Joy-Cons are a dream. Trying to play Zelda with the regular controller felt extremely alien and foreign to me. God, this gun is so inaccurate. Which leads me to the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of the pilot. I like to... That almost hit me. That's insanity. Come here, you PlayStation button shooting little frickin'. Where's this shotgun can at? That's a big room. But yeah, I love his passive. I love the shop discount. I love the lockpick. I love the extra active space, which guarantees that his active isn't useless. You don't just immediately lose it because something better comes along. It still gets to remain a part of his character unless you find several upgrades to it, which I honestly think is pretty cool. Woo! Oh, I felt that one. But God, do I hate his starting gun and his just shit accuracy. Do I just not absolutely hate them? Ooh, hello. Could you not shoot me, please? Thank you. I still think I probably like the Marine or the Convict the most. I've been having really good hunter games. Like really good hunter runs recently. And I think it's mostly just because I just like her guns. I love the crossbow. I love her sidearm. We'll just buy it. Get that. Rocket-powered bullets. You think that would just make them rip through everybody and sheer awesome, but no. Just makes our shells faster. Almost blew myself up there. It's alright, we weren't planning to go to the oubliette. I do want to get good enough to be able to clear that floor and get the crest and like get to the like the rusted keep or whatever it's called, where you fight like the alternate bullet king who's just way tougher. What's this? The bullet. Does this shoot guns? Ah, it does. Should have bought the key. Whoops. Alright, let's hope we can get some more money. Well. well. Whenever I say well, all I can think of is a picture of like a chubby and adorable whale. Like the old Twitter, I don't know if Twitter still has this, but when Twitter used to crash, I think it was Twitter, the screen would like, your page would go gray, and it would go like, oops, you've been visited by the fail whale, and there'd just be a picture of like an adorably sweet and well-meaning like cartoon whale. And it's like, our engineers are working on solving the problem right away. And every time I saw that, like, whenever I say, like, fuck. God damn it. I should have just bought the key. I hate me. Whenever someone says, well, all I can think is, well. Sweet. Oh. Why couldn't you been good? You were like the ultimate cost, like exactly what I wanted you to be. You were free. You were one blank and an ingenious mind to find you. That's all I needed. I was losing sight of the bullets. Alright. Can't move. See, this is what happens when I use the frickin' Joy-Cons for this game. I don't know why it happens to me when I use the Joy-Cons for this game, but it is the worst. Like, I just lose all control of my character. Oh, I was about to get hit again. Oof. Oh, what is this? The triple crossbow. Triple crossbow, son. Arwa. Aishiteru. Aishiteru. I love it. That's right, I'm a weeb. Deal with it. I don't really like using that word, weeb or weeaboo. It's not really something I agree with, especially because people who unironically refer to themselves as weeaboos are usually, well, I guess that's not so much the term. It slows them? I guess it's not the term weeaboo I dislike, though I normally don't think it qualifies to me. As while I am a huge fan of anime and manga and Japanese culture, I don't act like their culture is inherently superior to my own, if that makes sense. Oh, this one shoots 1 and then slows, and then it shoots 3, and it switches every time you reload. Okay. Can you just get gunned, please? Thank you. I guess it's otaku I don't like. And I was like one of those scummy weeaboo, you motherfuckers. Who, when he was young, thought it was cool to be an otaku because the characters I liked in manga and anime were... I don't know how the fuck I got on this. I think I started talking in Japanese for a moment. And by talking in Japanese, I feverishly said, I love you. Love you. To a fucking gun in a video game. Alright? This is where this tangent is coming from. And I'm very self-aware of it. I have no problem with, like... I'm not a weeaboo, so that moniker has never really fit me. Because why? I think there are some parts of Japanese culture that is interesting that we could learn a lot from here in the West. Particularly the gun laws, motherfucking America. I'm looking at you, you jackass of a fucking nation. A lot of it's wrong. Like, Japan's extremely xenophobic. I won't say they're exactly homophobic, but they're so fucking stunted in terms of just their experience of emotion that, like, it's just so... Because a lot of the times they're raised to feel that if there's a chance that they'll make a mistake publicly, they should just not try to do something. And I learned this not just from my own study of Japanese culture, which I've done a lot of, but like when I was in high school and university and looking to teach in Japan, which I'm still considering, if for whatever reason my living accommodations here are no longer viable and I have to move, that's going to be like my alternative number one to my situation. Let's just open it. All right, sweet. Where do we go? Wait, what? Oh, it's on the other side of the shop. And like, there's someone else in here. Ooh, it's Curse Lady. Curse me up. Can I still buy this? I can, because I'm the pilot. Hold up. Because I'm trying to actually have a conversation about something here. Oh, yes, Japanese culture. And from my understanding, the Japanese are sort of taught and are expected to sort of follow this credence that if there is a chance you may perform something in a manner publicly that is wrong, you should not even attempt it on the grounds that the public embarrassment your character would suffer at the expense of you doing something wrong is a loss of so much face that you would have been better just ignoring it and maybe even acting like the person who was assuming you to do something or the challenge itself was in some way to blame. And I always thought that was really weird, right? Because here in the West, you know, we take pride in failure, I guess I want to say. At least in my opinion of American and Canadian culture, we sort of take pride in failure. And I'm including America and Canada in this, and I'd say it's one of America's strongest, like, actually decent, like, attributes. Where is this buffing motherfucker? He's gotta be around here somewheres. Get murdered. That idea of, yeah, you might fall down 99 times, but that 100th time when you pick yourself up and you try again, you're going to succeed. It's that idea that if you stick to something through failure, those failures will make you stronger, they'll give you better perspective. I almost took 2 fucking hits on this room because I'm a hand talker and I'm swinging one of the Joy-Cons around like a fucking lunatic. And that's our sort of mentality. We learn from failure. That's who I feel we as North American citizens sort of, well, okay. On an individual basis, we ideally learn from failure. Let's clarify that. Just let's be a bit more specific. And we applaud failure. We don't see a child fail at something and go, you fucking idiot, you're an embarrassment to your family. We go, good try, what went wrong? This? Alright, get up again and try to make sure that doesn't happen this time. We don't have this thing where we do probably when we're a little young, where, you know, and I see this in university a lot. When I was in university, a professor would ask the class, like, an opinion question about a text that we read. And this is especially in, like, introductory courses. And courses that are offered primarily to the first, like, freshmen and I guess you'd call them sophomores. I don't really know how that scaling works. Students. The professor will, you know, all right, everybody, these were our readings last night. It was the chapters dealt specifically with this topic. So a big part of what the literature community thinks of this thing is this. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel? And the class is just fucking stone silent. Because every student in there is terribly anxious that their unformed, unrealized, unmolded potential is somehow going to be so wrong that they're just going to be known as the dude who was wrong for the rest of the semester. I'm usually the kid who's not even really paying attention because I'm on my phone or on my computer, who's just raising my hand and answering the question without actually looking at the teacher, which also pisses them off, but I was busy. I was dealing with shit, and I was still more interactive in the class than anyone else was, so he really didn't have any right to complain. Alright, we got a brick of cash, which will find us the secret room, which is nice. Let's keep our eye out for the little dude. And we don't have that idea there. And it really hit home to me how different Japanese and American or Western culture is when I was reading about, like, how being a teacher there would have to go and what sort of expectations I should have of my students. And the goddamn thing was like, guess what? There are going to be some kids who are just not good at English because they've always been not good at English and they don't ever intend to be good at English. So if you see a student who's just ignoring you on their phone, reading a comic book, or doing anything, let's do it. You leave those children alone because calling on them will just lead them to fail. It'll embarrass them, and you're going to affect their mentality for the rest of the semester. And I'm like, your kids are that concerned about whether or not they're going to fail or succeed at something that they'll be embarrassed to that degree just because of they might not know something. And the fact that they're convinced that they won't need it in their life, and which, let's face it, they aren't. For the most part, it described that, you know, in Japan, children are only forced to mandatorily go to school until they're like 16, and then they can just do whatever the hell they want. Most of them choose to go work into retail and begin assisting with the family or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but I get you're probably not going to need, you know, a degree in fucking English for that, but like, well, that's a weapon. I don't know what that... Oh, there's a synergy. Hold up. Is it the pitchfork in this? How do I see my synergies? Items, enemies, bosses. Something just synergized. I imagine it's those two. And it was just like a real eye-opener for me. And like, yeah, I don't believe that Japan has all their shit together. I mean, we can take the whole belief that the whole like mathematical proof that their entire country is dying slowly via just a lack of breeding. I mean, that's also a thing that's happening. But like, if we go a step beyond that and just look at the fact that, you know, there's this issue here with, oh, they close. I had no idea that happened. Oh, I suck. Long story short, I'm not a weeaboo because I don't believe Japanese culture is superior to mine. I don't like the phrase otaku, but at the same time, I enjoy the Western interpretation of it, where it's just someone who's passionate about something, even if it's not mainstream or making money or being successful. It's a sense of passion towards something, a commitment to something over other things, and I like that idea of it. But it's used as an insult in Japan because it normally means you're focusing on something that isn't making money and going to work and fulfilling a role in society. So to them, it's a negative. To me, it's always been a positive. I've always taken strength from the other people in my life who have this camaraderie with me, these obsessions, these powerful feelings of connection to a thing that's so strong that we allow them to sort of shape and mold us. And we defend it rigorously because we're passionate about it. And to the Japanese, that's a distraction from what you should be doing as a citizen. So I don't like the term otaku either, because when they use it, it's an insult, and we as Westerners misuse it, and it's not our word, so we shouldn't do that. And I don't know how I know how I got on this tangent, and I know I talked about how I got on this tangent earlier, but I'm gonna leave now. Goodbye.